Hi guys, this is Phuong and welcome to my vlog. Finished work today, came home and I got to give my hugs and kisses to my little girl. She's in the bathroom right now, so she'll come out and say hello in a minute. But I thought today I'm going to actually share with you a question that was asked to me late yesterday afternoon, and the question was, how can you maintain confidence? That's not a hard question to answer, but first off, you got to make sure you've built your confidence, understand how you've built it, but how do you maintain it now? So there's a few things that I've written down, and these are some tips that you might like to take on board. But if you've got some ideas as well on how to maintain confidence, I love to hear it from you guys, because the more I learn, which I love learning, that's all about me, learning, input, getting all that knowledge and sharing it with other people. So I would love to hear from you guys. So tell me how you maintain confidence. And one thing is confidence. Let's break it down. What are you not confident in? So we may not be confident in whether it's going out asking somebody out on a date, or standing up in front of a small group of people, or is it I have problems going outside. Ask yourself, what is it that you need to specifically understand what confidence you lack of, or you feel you're not strong in, and then identifying that, filling yourself with knowledge, and then let's have a look at how to maintain it. So this is step number 2, really. This is the ongoing, continuous support that you need to provide yourself. So my first tip is actually to understand your strengths and maintain those strengths. So if you know what you're good at, so if you think you're good at speaking, how do I improve on my speaking level? If you enjoy, for example, see, I do mixed martial arts, and I wasn't confident in my techniques, and I'm going for my blue belt in Hapkido, but I wasn't confident, so I had to actually immerse myself with the environment. But in order for me to continue to build confidence, and this is something that I've understood, that my body starts to actually change and realize my body memory is starting to form. But this happens on a consistent, regular basis, where I continue to go train, and you have to be consistent, okay? So what you actually enjoy, what you're wanting to enjoy, is something that's built on consistency. So if you feel like that you've got something in your head that you want to build strengths in, and you're enjoying it, then it makes it a lot more easier, because you're not draining yourself, and there are challenges that arises, but you just have to stop and go, okay, can I do this? And if you want to do it, of course, there's no question about it. So you just go ahead and just do it. Strength. That's your strength. Find out what your strength is and just continue doing it on a consistent basis, but you got to enjoy it. Don't do something that you don't like, Sometimes, though, when you need to really have to do it, and I mean you really have to learn how to do it. So, for example, if you're running a business, sales, you got to know how to do sales. That is your primary goal, and apart from the accounting, finance, but your primary goal is understanding your avatar by getting sales, bringing them in and closing them. And not everybody knows how to do that, and that is a practice that you can learn from. Yes, you can. Because I learned about sales when I was 21, and I needed to learn how to do it. And my mum, she does it really quickly, but she's the person who knows how to discount when we're at the markets. But there's something for you to look at, is there are things that you need to learn, you have to learn, and you just have to run with it, understand it, practice, have the knowledge and skills to get that up and running. Because there's certain skills you gotta have to do. Surround yourself with people who love learning. And I'm around people who love their sports. There are people they're passionate about sharing their message. There are people who really are involved in particular skills or hobbies or anything like that. So because they love what they do and they're passionate or they enjoy it, they love sharing their experience, and you'll learn more from being around people, their pros and cons, their balconies, their basements, understanding what is the benefit, and you'll pick that up very quickly. And if you love what you do, you're around people. What I mean is, if you love what you do and you're immersed in that actual task and job, then what would happen is you end up being around those people, and those people love talking about that particular thing, or that they love doing that. So you're around like-minded people. I think that's the best way to capture it. And because you're around like-minded people, they're on the same journey and they've got the same goals, and they just want to go in that direction. So celebrating efforts. So I'm all about little wins, because little wins, all these little steps equal the big win. And it is so important that you shout yourself, pat yourself on the back, or have a breather. You should celebrate it because you're in the moment and you're doing it. So every time I do something for myself, I go, Phuong, that's great stuff. Like, I will say that to myself because I barely say that, and I'll just go, okay, I deserve a break. Or I'll celebrate it with my friends, go out for drinks or dinner or whatever it is. But those moments do count, and you should be acknowledged for the efforts that you actually do. Other big tip is, if you've got a team, or your team in terms of sports, or a team that you're running in business, or even within your family, let's talk about the little wins. So what I wanted to get at is sharing your growth. So all those little wins, what was the outcome of that in the end? What resulted from that small little win? Because that's quite important. If you say, for example, I wanted to write a letter to, a company, and you could probably send to 10, 15 different companies, and all of them knocks me back except for one. And one of them just responds and go, yep, I acknowledge this, or I see this, let's talk about it. And who knows, that could result into a bigger meeting and bigger results. So, and what did end up with that meeting? Did you end up doing more sales, closing more sales? Did you end up booking a holiday at a discount rate? Just those little things, whether it's personal or professional, it doesn't matter, because you're taking ownership of the result and enjoying that moment, that end result. What have you done with it? What did it come out with from that little small win? So I think that needs to be acknowledged. Not just the small little wins equal to the big win, but it's your growth of the outcome in the end. The other tip that I want to share is focus on what's within your control. So know that you've made the best effort and let the rest go. So what I mean by that is understanding, okay, you focus on whatever you are able to send out, do action, but if things can't be done on that end, that's not your fault. You've done the best that you've done from this end. So you just gotta learn to let go of what had happened then, because you learn from that. It didn't work out. Okay, how can you tweak it? And just remember that you're on a learning curve. You're doing things every day, and doesn't mean that one formula will fit everybody. Okay, not at all. So I hope that actually helps you to help build the main confidence in you. So if you fail, pick yourself right back up and keep going. There's no one formula. There might be a sequence, there might be a certain structure around that formula, but you got to tweak that formula from whatever it is that you're actually doing. Okay. I also want to acknowledge as well, in terms of being vulnerable. Being vulnerable is okay. It is okay to share with people your story, what you feel that you're not confident in, or something had happened. We are all humans, and I'll give you a very good example. When I was at Speakers Institute as a student, I was still through my transition in terms of healing, and I felt I wasn't confident. I felt that I still have a lot of learning to do. I'm always nervous before I get on the platform on stage. I get nervous just talking in my class. I don't know why, but that's just me. I start to get this nervous butterfly in my stomach. Even if it's just a question that people would like to share, and I'm sharing mine, but I tend to get nervous. And that's normal. But what had happened was, and I'll put this down the link below, was even though I was still through a healing stage, and I was going through a little bit of therapy on my side, which I didn't, and this isn't, I don't know if it's an ego thing, but it's partly because I didn't know that it is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to cry and let it all out. And in one of my vlogs, I had one video based on I cried on stage, and that was just me allowing me to be me, allowing me to make mistakes, allowing me to fail, allowing me to do that then and there in front of an audience who are on the same journey. They are vulnerable themselves, but they are so supportive of a situation that I was in. And again, like, I'm so supportive with anything that they do as well, and I'm so supportive in their message, in their vision, in their dream. And for them to also be supportive with what I was vulnerable about, that it was all okay because I was in a supportive environment. And you are human. And Rajan says this to me, you are perfect as long as you progress, right? As long as you want to continue to progress, then, and not be stable about it, because there's so much more to life, and you can just keep growing, and you grow with a team, you grow with your family, you grow with your friends who don't judge you, and they allow you to be you. And as long as you're in that right environment, you can do that, anything is possible. So just be you. You can be vulnerable.